It's Christmas Day, 1956. The picture captures the frenzy of trying to get 6 children posed, and believe me, there are 6 kids plus 1 mom. As it turned out, I suspect because this photo was the last frame on a roll of Kodachrome slide film, this is the only image from that important day. 2 families that had been getting together for summer picnics and Friday night card games gathered for a dinner that would be the first of many Christmas dinners. 2 families not related by blood, but cemented by friendship and shared experiences. Over the next 6 decades, my parents' house is where we gathered every year. The size of the group varied, sometimes very large, sometimes small as life choices, active duty assignments, and warm weather retirement locations scattered these loved ones from the Chesapeake Bay to the Bitterroot Valley in Montana. Reverend Bruce Marshall describes the importance of such gatherings when he writes, "Our lives are made up of small moments, sharing a meal, listening to a person, and being listened to. It is a small thing that we do when we gather, yet it is significant." This Christmas Day, dinner will be a small gathering, but amidst the hustle and bustle of baking cookies, addressing cards, and wrapping presents, I will set aside a quiet time to recall these individuals so important to the fabric of my life. I will focus on each face, the memory of what we have shared, and who each of us is today, knowing that just as we sang last Sunday, we are our grandmother's prayers, we are our grandfather's dreamings. We are sisters of mercy and brothers of love. For our chalice lighting. As we kindle our chalice flame, may it light within us hearts of compassion, minds of wisdom, actions of justice, lives of service, and souls of wonder and awe at the beauty of this world, of this life. The miracle is not that the oil lasts, but that our hope lasts despite disappointment.
Baruch atah tikva. Blessed be hope that sustains us.
The miracle is not that fire illumes, but that we grow brighter, shining like stars.
Baruch atah zoar. Blessed be the light that sustains us.
The miracle is not that people tell ancient stories, but that people dare to live their own stories.
Baruch atah midrashim. Blessed be the stories that sustain us.
The miracle is not that tyranny is resisted, but that resistance recreates us into new beings.
Baruch atah kadash. Blessed be what we may become.
The miracle is not that courage exists, but that courage does not every time have to ball itself into a fist.
Baruch atah kayil. Blessed be the courage that sustains us. I have a big secret to tell you all. Don't tell anybody. A big secret that some of you maybe already know and some of you maybe don't. But in case you didn't know, not everything happens the way you think it was going to. Or another way, another secret, not everything happens perfectly. I don't know if this has ever happened to any of you. It's happened to me more than once, every single day, where you plan something and you put on all the finishing touches, and you plan every little detail, and you have an image in your mind about how it's going to go or what it's going to look like or how it's going to feel, and you put so much time and effort into it, and you just know it's going to be right, and then it comes and something happens. No matter how much you planned or no matter how much you got ready, no matter how sure and certain you were it was going to happen and be a certain way, even if you were ready to put the star on the top, someone sneezes or something shifts, something changes, and then you have to change all your plans. You have to adjust to whatever has happened in the moment, and most of the time, the most important thing to adjust to is not the what of whatever it is. It's not the decorations or the gifts or the party or the agenda or whatever it happens to be. It's how we adjust to the who of whatever it is. How we make sure that whatever gathering we're at, whether it's around the holidays or not, the most important thing is not the what, the gifts, the decorations, the food. The who, not the band, the people. There, you got it. The who. That's what every holiday is about. And it's making space. Now, ours is a tradition of love, like any religion is at its best, a tradition of love. And at its core, what love asks of you is to pay attention to the who. And the most important person is the person that's right with you right there. The most important time is always the present moment, right now, and adjusting or scrapping whatever you had planned to make sure there is room enough, and there is space enough for everybody to breathe freely and celebrate in whatever way they need to, and to know there's a place for them there. One of you shared a beautiful story with me about this that I'd like to share with the rest of you today, about this season and how we pay attention to others in our giving. She said, I was about 10 years old, and my mom was a single mother of 6 kids. One of those kids was a teenager who also had a young infant child. My mom was a kindergarten teacher, and so she lived on a small salary. Money was always tight. We worked in whatever way we could to make ends meet. She says, I'll admit we were feeling a little sorry for ourselves as Christmas drew near one year. It was the last day before Christmas break, and my mother came home from school that day crying. When we asked her what was wrong, this is the story she shared. She said all the children came to school with various gifts to give to their teacher for Christmas. The children came into the classroom and small gifts and trinkets piled up on my mom's desk, and at the end of the day, all the children were either picked up or got on the bus except one. One little boy stayed behind and waited for all the other children to leave. And he quietly approached my mom and gave her a small little gift with this tattered paper wrapping it and said, Merry Christmas, teacher. Now, it was obvious to my mom that that paper had been used several times. The tape hardly stuck anymore. Almost all the finish was off it. It had been crumpled over and over again. But my mom carefully opened the paper, and inside was a small toy car that had one wheel missing. All the paint had been scratched off. At that moment, the little boy's older brother, who was in 5th grade, showed up to walk home his little brother from school. He looked at the car in my mom's hands and asked his brother, What are you doing? That was our best car. And the little boy hushed his brother and said, I needed a nice present for my teacher, so I grabbed the best one we had. Now she continues, we knew that this little boy had given his most prized possession, his favorite toy. So we knew we could do something. So we gathered all the little extra money we had around the house, and we went to pick up as many toy cars as we could afford. We had a wonderful time selecting each and every one. My mom quietly left them wrapped on the boys' doorstep. What a gift it was to be able to give, she writes. What a gift it is. That's what it's all about. It doesn't matter, sang the choir, if the carpet is stained or the gifts are wrapped. It doesn't matter if it is a posed picture or if it is chaos, which most of the time it always is. It doesn't matter if you have what you think is enough oil for the lamp, enough to give to show how much you love or care for someone. None of that matters. What matters is the love that is at its core. The amount of love that is shared between people, family, friends, that you give from a place of generosity, that you receive from a place of gratitude, whatever it is. That you don't worry so much about the what, but the who that it is for. Who you're with, who you care for, and who cares for you. Some of you might know this old song. Love is something if you give it away, give it away, give it away. Oh, love is something if you give it away, you end up having more. It's just like a magic penny. Hold it tight and you won't have many. Lend it, spend it, and you'll have so many. They'll roll all over the floor. Love is something that if you give it away, you have so much more. It's the same like a candle flame, which we will light hundreds of in just a couple days in this space. When you light a candle, it doesn't take away from the flame that lit it. It just adds more and more light. That's what love is. It asks us to pause and take a breath and notice the importance of the who around us. Those simple moments of sharing a meal or a phone call, sharing stories or songs or candles or light, whether the who is right in front of us or in our memory or in our heart. Offering to each other the thing that we all need the most, which is love, which is belonging. To know that there's space for us, to know that we are loved, for others to know they are loved, and to make it possible that when someone's soul starts sneezing because of whatever irritant is in the air, and we can't breathe that easy, it's love that moves that away and creates a space, sets up a ladder and adorns it with lights, and says, here, you put the star on top. This love right now is for you. So we've been gathering gifts throughout this month in little boxes. We've been gathering gifts downstairs around the tree, some of which have magically appeared up here. So as Rod's going to play some music for us, I'm going to ask some of the younger folks in the room today to help gather the gifts. So if you want a runner to come and grab your gift, to bring it up under the tree, you can just place it out like that. Children, I'm going to invite you to help grab gifts and boxes and bring them all up as we remember that love is something that if we give it away and we pay attention to things that people need in their lives, we all end up having more. No matter how or where or with whom or when you are gathering in these coming days and weeks, remember that the earth is holding you as it turns. Remember that babies' cries are holding you. Remember that there is a love, whether for you that is mystery or spirit, God or earth. No matter what light you are lighting, may it bring to your soul the gifts you need, and may others find in you a light of welcome and love. Amen.